Hey there, it's Kay, and thank you so much for joining me for today's budget video where I'm going to be sharing with you guys my debt payoff progress for the end of August 2021. I'm going to be updating all of my debt balances to reflect all of the debt payments that I've made in August, as well as sharing with you guys my debt payoff plan for the rest of 2021, the last 4 months that I have remaining. And if you've been following my journey for a while, I just want to say thank you so much for coming back. Welcome back. And if you're new to my channel, I would love to have you follow me on my journey by subscribing down below because it's free and it really does help me out getting very close to my 1,000 subscriber goal that I'd love to hit by the end of the year. And also feel free to follow me on Instagram at KBudgetPlans to keep up with me in between uploads. So without further ado, let's hop into this debt update. I'm going to be sipping on some coffee as I go. It's Saturday morning. It's 10:43, which is a little late, but I am going to be starting night shifts very soon, so I have to start adjusting my sleeping schedule. So I'm slowly working on trying to get up later and later every day, as well as trying to go to bed later and later every day. So this is going to be a very fun adjustment. So I'm going to pull out my debt tracker here, and you do need to flip back into July because July's ending balances will be August's starting balances. So let's go revisit July. And I haven't closed out July's monthly budget yet. I need to do that before I do September's budget. So I'm going to be doing that probably right after this. Basically just because I need to know if there's any unused funds from July that I could carry into September to help boost my extra debt payment for September. So when I get to the payoff plan, it's going to be a pretty rough estimate, and I'm sure that the September monthly estimate isn't going to match. But for now, I need a pen. I finally got a solid black jelly roll, so I'm going to go ahead and break this in. So for my debts, I have tuition from my previous university, and I have student loans through Nelnet. So in case you're new, I only have educational debt. I did pay off all of my credit card debt earlier this year, so I only have student debt basically at this point. So for Nelnet though, I do like to break it down by category as well as group it all together. So I have B, I have C, which was my target loan for August. I don't have D because I paid it off in July. So then I have F and G. So these don't have due dates because they're still on forbearance. And then my tuition comes out on auto pay on the 15th of every month for $50. And I don't pay anything extra on it because I'm tackling my student loan debt right now, because that will begin to accrue interest starting next year, and this tuition does not have any interest on it, so I'm going to be tackling that very dead last. So we ended at $10,250, and then I made a $50 payment on the account with no interest, so that means we closed at $10,200 even. So that makes it easy. And then for Nelnet, I ended at $13,740.87 for all of my remaining groups. And the way that broke down was $38.51.53 for Nelnet B. Nelnet C, we ended at $389.34. Nelnet F, we ended at $3,500. And then Nelnet G ended at $6,000. And because there's no interest on these right now, and I know for sure I did not pay B or G, these amounts are going to just carry over into the ending balances. And so the last piece of data that I need before I can get rid of this July tracker is that I ended with $23,990.87 of debt. So I'm all set with this now, and I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of it so that I have more room on my tiny filming desk here. And let's go ahead and zoom in just a little bit so that you guys have a better view, since I know a lot of you watch on mobile, so I don't know how small your screens are, but I do rate pretty big, so I'm sure it's easy enough to see once I get you guys zoomed in. All right, so between paycheck number 1 and paycheck number 2 for August, I was able to pay off Group C, so that was for $389.34. So we paid off Nelnet C, and then I was able to make a very large dent into Nelnet F between those two paychecks. So the grand total was, I have it written down on the side here, so I'm looking over, sorry, $12,31.66, which is a pretty incredible chunk of that. That is over 1/3 of the balance that I was able to pay down. So that's going to be setting me up for a really, really good position for the last 4 months of the year. So let me get my calculator here. We need to do some addition. So 389.34 plus 12.31.66, 16.21 is what I paid in total to my Nelnet accounts. And we need 3,500 minus 12.31.66, 22.68.38.4. That is how much I have remaining on this loan F. I do need to add that to my other loans. So the 6,000 that's left on Group G, and then the 38.51.53 that's left on Group B. So that totals up to $12,119.87 that I owe total for my Nelnet federal student loans. And so I need to add that to my outstanding tuition to UMass Lowell. So my debt total at the end of the month here is $22,319.87. So we definitely see a decrease going on here, which is, I mean, the whole point of the debt payoff. So I'm actually going to draw my arrow for once instead of using a sticker, because I actually honestly just forgot to grab a sticker on my way over to my desk here. So I'm going to freehand a little doodly arrow. It looks okay. It looks like an arrow. That's the important thing here. And because these accounts don't have any interest on them, the decrease is going to be by the amount that I paid. So 1621 plus 50 will be 1671. And I'm taking out July's again because I did want to point out that I made a mistake and nobody caught it. I had put the decrease amount by 1628 when it would be 1628 plus the 50 payment. It actually should have been 1678, although the numbers do match up on here. So that was a mistake that nobody caught, even though most people love to catch like my decimals and stuff before. I don't know, some of y'all are sleeping, I guess. But the other point I wanted to make by bringing it out is just the fact that 2 months in a row I've been able to just completely smash out payment amounts that were way more than I budgeted for here. So I'm having both really, really big payment progresses in the past 2 months. which is why it's really important to forecast for the rest of the year, because my income does go down at the end of the year. And so it's time to be realistic and know that this is not going to continue to happen for me. So now it comes down to, what do I think I can reasonably accomplish in these last 4 months of the year in terms of paying down my debt? So I'm gonna grab, I have these journaling stickers. I'm gonna put down all 4 months. If you've been following my journey for a while, especially since last year, you have seen that towards the end of the year, obviously because my job is travel-based, I'm not traveling in the winter months usually, so therefore my income decreases, and I move to a very bare bones budget of just paying mostly my fixed expenses and my variable expenses with a little bit of debt payment and a little bit of saving, usually for holiday gifts. So most of the impact that I could make towards my debt will be between basically September and October. So I'm going to obviously still continue to pay Nelnet F because I'm following the snowball method, and that is my next lowest loan amount. So I have $22.68 and some change to pay off, and realistically, I do not think I could pay that off by the end of the year. That would be a little over $500 a month, and I know definitely for November and December, I'm not going to have that kind of extra income unless something happens in my schedule and I end up with a really, really big project. I don't know, and that's probably highly unlikely. So what I'm thinking would be more realistic for me is getting the Nelnet F down to about $1,000 by the end of the year. So I'm looking at, I'm just going to round it to $1,270. And I have 4 months left in the year. So $320 or so a month would be what I would need to do that. What would make more sense and what I think is feasible, just based off of, at least for September, I've already started pre-planning some, and I have an idea of what my income is going to be. So I've estimated that I will probably be able to make an extra debt payment of about $700 or $800. So what I'm going to do is be on the safe side, and I'll say $700 in September extra. So if we, $1,270 minus 700, so $570 between these 3 months. I think what would be the most realistic would be in October. I could probably do like $370, and then that would leave $200. Then November and December each could be a $100 payment, and that would get me at like the $1,000 mark. So this is all gonna be towards Nelnet F. Basically, I'm gonna put a little asterisk here. At the end of the year, I want it to be at about the $1,000 mark. That would also be getting my total debt pretty close to the $20,000 mark as well, because remember, I'm also making payments on my tuition, so that's actually going to go a little bit of a ways, because it's $50 a month times 4 months is $200. So at the end of the year, this will be at $10,000. So I'll be pretty close to the $20,000 mark as well. So I'll be setting up to be in a really decent place going into 2022. So that's going to be the plan. And like I said, this is a plan to try to be as realistic as possible to what I know for right now, how my work schedule and my income is going to be. Obviously, things can change and I could have opportunities to have a higher income and make more of a debt payment, but this is how I'm going to be operating for now, with the assumption that I'm going to have plenty of room to be able to set myself up and have the SNOWNet F group at about $1,000 by the end of the year. So if you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Make sure to hit the like button to let me know that you enjoyed it, and also comment down below any words of encouragement you may have for me, as well as any math mistakes I may have made. And as always, I hope to see you in the next video. Peace out.